Welcome back to Conklin Company, everyone. Sean Haggerty with you this morning. We're going to talk about Toledo Public School students flying high, and we have Richard Naves here with us today to talk about that. You are the director of the Toledo Public Schools Aviation Center, and some people might not be familiar with that program. What is it all about?
Well, it's a 3-year program for high school students, and what we offer is the kids can receive their federal airframe and power plant license, and that's normally a college program with usually a cost of about $35,000 to $60,000 for tuition.
Wow.
For the high school students, it's completely free. That license is available to them in addition to they can get up to 60 college credits towards their associate's degree.
Wow.
With some articulation agreements we have with a couple other universities.
Okay, so it sounds like a forward programming, a lot of positive things that can work out of it. How long has the program been around?
Well, we've been at Express Airport since 1976. That's when the center was built. And the program's been a part of Toledo schools since 1929.
Wow.
So it's been around for actually a lot longer than people think.
It's it's a different way of learning. I mean, it's a trade, essentially.
Yes, it's it's definitely a career path that anyone that's interested in aviation should be looking into. There's not another program in the area. The closest program to us would be Dayton for other high school kids.
Okay. So if you're a student around here and you didn't want to leave the area too far, you could just head out to Toledo Express.
Well, even though we're part of Toledo Public Schools, we have an open enrollment policy because we are the only school in the area.
Oh, okay.
So a kid can come from any district and attend us. In addition to that, they can sometimes dual enroll at their school, take their academics at their home school,
Okay.
or they could enroll with us at Toledo Technology Academy or one of the other high schools. And then we have, starting next year, we'll have transportation to and from the center to all of the individual high schools for the
Excellent.
students.
That's a very big help, I would assume, for a lot of the parents out there. What is the interest like these days in aviation jobs?
Well, the industry's had its ups and downs since September 11th, but
Yeah.
actually the projections by Boeing and Airbus with the current aircraft orders that are being placed are that they're going to have an increase in need for mechanics. The other problem to that is that 30% of the mechanics are over 60 years of age,
Oh, okay.
and the next 30% are over 50,
Yep.
and the next 28% are over 40.
So that young generation just isn't there,
Right, and
or it's developing.
well, the job outlook should only get better and better for students. So
Okay.
as these people retire, there's only 120 schools approximately, it changes occasionally,
Right.
available for people to train in. If they all operated at capacity, we will not be able to replace all the mechanics that are going to retire. So the career outlook is great for young people.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a place that you said was hiring, it sounds like it would be that organization.
Our students are all being placed. We just placed someone with National Flight yesterday in a part-time application while he's finishing up his senior year. And then he'll be offered a full-time position once he completes the program in June. And the partnership with them is growing this year. We have a few new things going on at the center. National Flight is donating a couple of rebuildable engines, and we'll be able to use their facility with the students to run the engines in their test cell. And so the students are going to get a little bit of extra applications that we haven't had in the past, in addition to our other training. So we've got a lot of nice things going on.
That's got to be the best part, is when they can get hands-on with something.
Right, like
Textbooks are great, but until you get your hands on it.
right, and we are not a typical people think of a shop program. They're not getting 60 college credits because they're not being taught any math and science concepts.
Right,
we have a very heavy curriculum.
Right.
And then we also have flying aircraft that we work on at the school. The kids get hands-on experience with all different types of technology, yes.
Where do you get a majority of your kids? Are they in the city itself? Do you get them from any particular parts?
The students come from all over the place. We've had students from as far as Mount Pelier and
wow.
Port Clinton. So kids that were looking for an A&P school, and they were actually looking for a post-secondary school, and they happened to find us. And
Right.
even though it was an hour drive, they looked at the tuition and the extra 2 years that they would have to attend after they graduated,
Right.
and they found that it was worthwhile.
Just
for them.
makes sense to them. You had an open house yesterday, good turnout, a lot of students coming out there and picking your brains. And I would assume that if there's students that have questions about whether or not this is something for them, that's something they could reach out to you and kind of feel out the program and see if it works for them.
Yeah, the open house that we did yesterday was a little bit different than the old way we were doing it. We had the kids there with a lot of different workstations and showing the different technology. And so the kids that came to see it could interact with them.
Oh, okay.
And we also gave Young Eagle plane rides for kids from 8 to 17 years old.
Oh, okay. So try to make it fun and get them to
Yes, the
get
Young
acquainted with it.
Yeah, the Young Eagle program is from the Experimental Aircraft Association, and that's been going on for about 20 years. And the idea with that is to try to get young kids involved with aviation. So we have volunteers that come out and they give the flights to the kids, and it's sponsored by the 582 over in Millbury, Ohio.
Okay, all right. When we talk about aviation, you were even talking about after September 11th, some of the difficulties that the industry has gone through. Obviously financial, there have been issues there, and safety's been beefed up and that kind of thing. But the work that your students are doing, that kind of stuff essentially is never going away. It might be in different formats at different companies, but it's never going away.
No, we have aircraft that operate that are over 50 years old. And then we have all the new technology too. And one of the reasons the curriculum is so expansive is we cover all of the technology, the older technology plus the newest technology. The fuel prices are definitely driving the airlines to buy newer airliners that are more fuel efficient. And so we're seeing a lot of the new next gen technology come through. But there's no way that we're getting rid of any of the old technology either, but there's plenty of room for the kids to come up in the technical area.
Do we have a lot of the 50-year-old planes still in service? I would think at some point they would have to get cycled out.
It depends on the aircraft, and most of them, I think over the next decade we're going to see more and more of them phased out because of the fuel prices mainly. The efficiency of the newer aircraft is driving that mainly, and higher maintenance costs too.
So while we hear of cars getting more fuel efficient, planes are as well?
Planes are also becoming more fuel efficient, and I mean, there's not really a whole lot of choice with the fuel prices, and so they're moving that way. Technology in general, the composite technology is making the aircraft lighter, giving us more fuel efficiency, and then improvements in engine design also.
Okay, so when you, not only do you get hands-on experience there with the planes that you're working with, do you find that you're working with all the different companies throughout the airport and trying to partner with them as much as possible?
Yes, we've expanded our partnership with National Flight this year. We've also working with Toledo Jet, and Owens Corning has also been very nice to us and helped us out with their corporate flight department also.
Oh, okay, so you just kind of continue it on. So if there was a student out there that was just kind of on the fence and wasn't really sure if this was the kind of thing for them, what would you say to them about some of the things they need to think about if this was a career path they decided to go down?
Well, if they have any interest in aviation, it's a no-brainer to be involved with the Aviation Center because they're going to get basically a 2-year head start, and they receive the A&P license as long as they apply themselves properly. And that is going to get them their foot in the door for, even if they want to become a pilot, a lot of companies are going to be looking at, a lot of the corporate flight departments like to see them have a maintenance background.
Really?
So they can oversee the maintenance while they're running the flight department.
Oh, okay.
So it's a benefit for them.
So maintenance is a great place to start, no matter whatever your aspiration is.
Yes, or it can be a career. I mean, you can definitely make a very good living running a flight department.
Oh, good. Now you have a website as well for people that want more information. Give that to us.
It's www.tpsaviationcenter.org, and it's brand new. So
working out the
you can't
kinks on it.
you can't Google it. You'll have to put it right in.
All right. Well, you just type it right in there.
Within the next couple weeks, hopefully, we'll have it starting to pop up on the Google search.
Do you feel like you need to continue to reach out to students to get the message out there?
Yes, we do, because we're in a remote location. So one of the biggest challenges that we face is that we're not in the buildings with the kids.
Right.
And so it's very much so word of mouth from the students that we have, and then we try to travel out, but we're very busy just doing what we do at the Aviation Center, so finding time to go out to the different schools and get to meet the kids is difficult.
But it is a program that you would like to continue to not only expand, but expand to the area, because there's probably a lot of kids that, from different areas that might not, like you said, if you're in a remote area, if they don't think about you at the airport, they may not think of your program. So I'm assuming you try to, as much as you can, get out there and recruit as many people as you can, students rather.
Yes, and so we go to little air shows that are going on and everything like that, and then we also have to travel to the schools. it is difficult for people to realize they're there. The biggest comment that we always hear, I wish they had that when I was in high school, and it's like, well, it's been there for a long time.
It actually was there when you were in high school. You
right.
just didn't know about it.
Even in the city, a lot of the people don't realize what we do and what actually is taking place at the Aviation Center. So it's a continuous struggle. I've been there 20 years, and and we're always trying to get the word out.
Okay. Well, I think people will get the word today, and we'll continue to spread that out there. So it is, one more time with the website so people know if they want to dial it up.
www.tpsaviationcenter.org.
.org, okay, all right. And they can call as well if they have questions, or call the district
They can
offices.
call 419-865-4651.
Okay, and then and just any kind of inquiries they might have to try to figure out if it's right for them, you can point them in the right direction.
Yep, we'll help them with anything they want to know about aviation.
All right, well, we appreciate your time, and it sounds like a great program that is going to continue to build, so we wish you a lot of luck with that. Richard Naves, thank you very much for your time this morning, and we want to let you know that coming up, the country may be falling off a fiscal cliff. What does it mean to you, and what are the discussions that are happening right now on Capitol Hill and between the president? We understand that a plan has gone to the president. How was it received? Will we see this mess cleared up by Christmas? 13 ABC's Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro has those answers.